Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame, unsalted bitches, and Carta.
Unsalted bitches.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't like people that are salty, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. True.
I'm going to call all my friends who aren't salty unsalted bitches.
Like that.
Yes. That'll be good. I had speaking of unsalted things, I went to a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago, like last week, actually, as we record, but it'll be a few weeks ago by the time this comes out. I went and saw a screening of Dumb and Dumber at the Maumee Indoor Theater, where I got to meet one of the people that appeared in it, Fred Stoller, Facebook friend of mine. Also got to meet from Revenge of the Nerds, Robert Carradine. But I had a soft pretzel from them with some cheese. There was no salt on the pretzel, but it still tasted delicious. So
Yeah, you don't always need salt. I mean, if the bread is good, it's, if it's a superior bread, then you don't need a whole bunch of stuff with it.
no. So I wasn't a salty bitch that day. So
It reminds me too of that scene from Death to Smoochie where the guy gets a pretzel and it doesn't have any salt on it, and he was supposed to kill Smoochie at the end. He's like an assassin or something like that.
yeah.
Forgot his name, whatever. The dude, and he's like salt. Like, well, we don't do salt here because Smoochie is against whatever type
Yeah.
of thing. He's like, at the end when he dies, he goes, "I never got to see Venice." I'm like, okay, it's a weird final thought before dying, I guess, or something. But I've never been to Venice. Okay,
I need to
that's
watch
your
Death.
dying, not going to
I need to watch
Venice. Like, what
I need to watch Death to Smoochie again. I haven't seen that in like decades or whatever.
that will
So,
really be? It's a crazy movie. It's wild. I like it.
yeah, I remember liking it. I just don't remember much of it. I just know Robin Williams is in it and Edward Norton.
Robin Williams plays a character named Rainbow Randolph, who is like loses his job because he was like doing drugs or shit or something, like, I don't know. And Fuji basically takes us anyway. We're talking about a completely different movie here, but
maybe in the near future we will cover Death to Smoochie just for the smooches. And I don't know what that meant, but today, speaking about things that are like your destined. Things that you're destined to do, like us in the future, covering Death to Smoochie. And speaking of death, we are covering the latest entry in the Final Destination film franchise that was created by Jeffrey Reddick, who is also a Facebook friend of mine, and I've talked to him several times. He's a really nice guy. Supposed to have him on the podcast sometime, but haven't caught back up with him in about 2 years. I probably should do that soon. But anywho, we are covering Final Destination Bloodlines, which is the sixth entry in the franchise. It came out this year in 2025. The Internet Movie Database log line for it is: plagued by a recurring violent nightmare, a college student returns home to find the one person who can break the cycle and save her family from the horrific fate that inevitably awaits them. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. That's the whole movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the movie was directed by Zachary Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein. They are known for directing things such as Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock, the Kim Possible TV movie, Dead Rising Watchtower, Reeks, Tasmanian Devils, Leprechaun Origins. That's something kind of more like this. That was Zach. Let's see about Adam. He looks like he's worked with the same guy basically most of the time. He was also a segment director on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Okay, yes, cool.
Film was written by Guy Busick, Laurie Evans Taylor, and John Watts. Guy Busick is known for writing Ready or Not, starring Samara Weaving. He wrote the 2022 Scream movie, the movie Abigail, story editor on the TV show Castle Rock. He also wrote Scream 6. So he's kind of in this genre. We've also got Laurie Evans Taylor. She has written, these are producer credits, were her writer credits. Here we go. We've got Cellar Door, Bed Rest, Save Our Shelter, whatever that is, something about dogs. Wicked Games TV series. She was the head writer, and so on. And we've also got John Watts, who people will know from writing. He was the executive producer of the TV show Skeleton Crew, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which was a good show. Executive producer of the TV series The Old Man. Let's see his writing credits here. We've got Skeleton Crew, Final Destination, Cop Car, Clown, Wolves. So yeah, he's kind of in the horror genre a little bit. So that's our writers and stuff. The movie stars Kaitlyn Santa Juana as Stefani Reyes. We've got Teo Briones as Charlie Reyes. We've got Raya Kilstedt as Darlene Campbell. We've got Richard Harmon as Eric. We've got Owen Patrick Joyner as Bobby. Anna Lore as Julia. Alex Zahara as Uncle Howard. April Tellick as Aunt Brenda. Tinpo Lee as Marty Reyes. Tony Todd returning for his last performance on film before he sadly passed away as William John Bloodworth. We've got Brec Bassinger, or Bassinger, I don't know how you pronounce it, as Iris in the 1960s. And then we've got Gabrielle Rose as Iris in present day. And then there are others. So, yes. So your initial reactions to this film here, Sesame?
I really loved it, aside from the stupid ending that ruined it for me. But like, other than that, like, I really, because like, I only saw like the first one. I maybe saw the second one. I don't remember, but I was never really into it after that. But then just because the acting wasn't that great, it seemed like, for the plot, whatever. But this one, it really came together well as a movie, like not just like a horror movie. Like the plot was really solid, acting was really good. The actors they chose for, like the actors they chose for the roles really looked like the kind of people that you would think that they would be. But like they picked for each role, which that's not always easy to do or possible to do. But yeah, no, I watched this actually a couple times just because, like, not just for like preparing for the episode, but just because I wanted to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Final Destination series. It's probably my second favorite horror film series. My favorite is Scream, but I also like Halloween. But I have issues with both of those series because of people involved in them. But that's all right. We won't get into that. But mainly both to do with Zionism. But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is a Zionist, and so are Skydance, who currently own the rights to Scream. So yeah, they fired Melissa Barrera, and that kind of pissed me off. So because I really like Melissa Barrera, and yeah. So I guess I will tell you why. But yeah, no, I've been a fan of the series since it started. I saw the first one in theaters, and still one of the like biggest scares in my whole life was in that movie when somebody's stepping off of a curb and this bus just hits them. And I have dreams about that. It's just so creepy. They did a fake out like that in this movie, which was kind of cool. But yeah, the whole series, I like most of it except for part 4, which seems like it's the only one without Tony Todd in it too. But part 4 just kind of falls flat. It's just like I can see where you were talking about like sometimes the acting wasn't great. That one kind of didn't do it for me acting wise. Also, the story wasn't that great. But I mean, I liked the second. The second one is great. The first one's great. The second one's really great. I think it built on the first one and made it and was even better. Third one was interesting because especially if you have the DVD, you could actually choose the way people died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did like kind of like a weird thing on that where it was like kind of a choose your own adventure sort of thing. And on some of them, but then like the fourth one I said was kind of lame. And then the fifth one was really cool because it tied up everything. And there was rumors that was just going to, first they said that the fourth one was going to be the last one, and then they said the fifth one was going to be the last one, and then we had the largest gap in between films. We had a 14-year gap in between 5 and Bloodlines. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but we do have word that part 7 is coming probably in the next couple of years. So that'll be cool. Yeah. So yeah, what goes down in Bloodlines Town?
It's interesting. So there's like this great opening scene that's like 13 minutes long. Just a cinematic masterpiece. Everything about it, because it takes place in the 1960s. This opening scene.
Yeah.
And this guy, they're going to like basically like a Space Needle, but they can't call it that probably for reasons, whatever, like the Seattle Space Needle. And almost immediately the woman's kind of getting a little bit uneasy about, going there. There's like these weird omens going on where like this kid's trying to steal a penny from the fountain, and one of the guys, like security guys, whatever, is like, hey, don't steal pennies from there, it's bad luck or whatever. And so the kid steals some brat's shit. Which, by the way, who was this kid? Was he even with anyone? I don't see any adults.
That's what I'm wondering.
Was he Death like in disguise, like checking things out? Because like there is one little scene where he's like, it looks like he's like kind of just sneaking off. Like so that's a whole other thing. But like they never really had too much. But so there's really no. That's just speculation.
Just some random little shit that would fuck up things. That's all.
Like I don't think he was with anyone. He was just some 10-year-old kid. So he steals the
snuck into this because it's like the grand opening of this place called the Skyview, which is like a restaurant tour. So yeah,
it's like a really fancy looking restaurant, like basically like in the Space Needle is what it looks like. But yeah, it's not called that. And they go up there. There's already kind of she's feeling uneasy because they get into the elevator with way too many people. Like it clearly says you're only supposed to have this many people, but then they're like, oh no, we can fit you too. It's like, but it says not okay. And then the guy who's running the elevator is like, oh yeah, this project was finished 5 months ahead of schedule. And she's like, is that a good thing?
After watching this, like I'm at my job, and we take different elevators to get to the buildings that we have to go to, and one of them's like this service elevator. It's kind of a bigger elevator, and I never noticed before. There's a sign inside there that says, the weight capacity, and then it says how many people can fit in there, and it says 33. And I'm just looking around in this. It's a bigger elevator, but I'm just still trying to figure out how you fit 33 people in that elevator.
Stupid. That's God. No way. Don't think. And so like they get up there already, like at first the doors don't close all the way, and so the guy has to like manually close the doors. So it's like already there's things that are easy that are happening already from like this doesn't seem like this is great. But then they get up there safely, they're fine. The guy, what do you call him, maitre d'? I'm not sure what's the fancy word called, the dude who like
maitre d'.
Yeah, maitre d'. He's gonna turn him away because they had just fired someone that the guy worked with, and he was the one that kind of got them in. So the maitre d' was gonna just like send them away because their connection no longer exists. But she's like, oh, let's just go to the bar and just act naturally. So they kind of just sneak in anyway, which is weird because they could have just done that. Like, anyway, they couldn't even, but whatever. And so they're just kind of chilling. She's kind of feeling uneasy, kind of just taking the whole area in. And then they go outside, and he's gonna propose to her. Well, before that, she meets this woman who's like a backup singer for the band that's playing, and she's got her little boy with her. And then our woman, she's pregnant. She's like having like kind of nausea issues or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how far along are you? And she's like, I don't know really, and stuff. And he's like, I don't I haven't really told my boyfriend yet. And she's like, well, if he loves you, he's not going to let you go. And so she goes up there and he proposes to her, and everything seems great or whatever. But then some woman loses her hat, flies off the balcony, and then that stupid fucking kid's there again, about to throw it off. I hate this. I want to just throw this kid off the thing, but like he's about to throw the penny outside, and then someone goes, don't throw the penny out there, you could kill someone. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir, of course. And he's like, badass. And then he throws the penny, but oh no, because the wind is going a certain way, the wind sucks the penny in, and then it goes inside some like gear in the thing, and then it makes it stuck, and then that causes the thing to shoot off, and that shoots off into some other thing, and then it causes this huge cascade of disaster. That doesn't make any sense, but like, and also too, the fucking floor was glass. Why would they do that? No, I don't care how strong they say glass is, I'm never stepping on glass when there's nothing beneath it. Why would I do that? But they still do that shit though. And stuff like they think they're being cute. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna step on glass. Are you kidding me? Like, and so not only that, it was a dance floor. So you're okay, 5 months ahead of schedule. Dance floor is fucking glass, and there's nothing underneath it but like air, just nothing. What a great thing to do. And and so they're all dancing. Also,
I just want to mention something here. A penny falling from that height could not kill you.
It was just so stupid. I know.
It's a stupid rumor that everybody used to say, like, oh, if you throw a penny off the Empire State Building, it'll kill you if it lands on somebody's head. The mass of the penny would not allow that. It's not like if you were to drop, like, say, like, I don't know, like a piano off of the top of the building, yeah, that could kill you. But the weight of the penny would never kill somebody. So
it matters what the weight is, because if you throw a feather off the Empire State Building, when it lands on you, it's not going to hurt you. You know, or like a raindrop, for example, comes from the fucking cloud. Doesn't mean that when a drop of rain hits you, it's going to crush your head open. But and so this fucking asshole shit kid ends up causing this entire building to collapse within a matter of like 10 minutes. Great scene though, great opening scene. Like every little disaster that could happen from this happens, and it was just, oh god, it was just so fucking cool to, oh god, it's like when the glass breaks and everyone just falls through. I mean, I know it's terrible, but like just like the way it looked. He's like, she literally like survives, quote unquote, without a single scratch on her, but then at the very end, she dies. But then someone else wakes up screaming, not the woman, someone else having a dream woman scream.
Yeah, unlike all the other, unlike all the previous movies, like starting with the first one where we had Alex, the Devon Sawa's character, predicting the plane crash, and then so on, and all the other ones, we'd have like one person who saw their own death coming. This time, we have somebody seeing somebody else's premonition. So, which is interesting. That's why I like this movie, because it kind of subverted the expectations of the previous movies. So yeah, I did, however, think it would have been cool, and I would love to see this in the future if they did a Final Destination movie that took place in the past, like the whole movie.
The whole movie, because that would be really interesting. Like, I like how this starts off in the 1960s, and she's having a dream. Clearly. The 60s setting, how everyone is dressed. There's like still a little bit of segregation going on, even if not legally, but it's kind of is. And like the color scheme is like, it's very, they make it look like you would imagine like the 1960s would look like on film. Very, very good cinematography, and also too like the clothes, like the makeup and the clothes. I'm not sure what I'm talking, like whatever the clothing person. And then like all wardrobe. Sorry, all of it is comes together very well, and it's about 13 minutes of just going on, and it's just amazing. And like that whole scene itself, studied
it's also kind of cool how it like starts out where like you hear the radio playing Bad Moon on the Rise and then Ring of Fire before everything starts. Out the radio outside that the like what do you call them, like valets are listening to.
They changed the song, but like what I like though is that piece of shit little kid. It looks like he's about to fight, but then the piano just falls on top of him and kills him. Yep. I'm like, good, because that kid was like laughing. That's why I'm starting to wonder, was that kid maybe death personified as a human being? But that wouldn't make sense because he got killed too.
But then I think about it too. It's like I was happy he got that happened to him, but the thing is, she prevented all that happening, so he's still some little shit who got to live his life.
Yeah, for a while at least.
For a while at least, unless death came from him before the things. But the way the rules work in this movie, it was passed on from generation to generation. So yeah.
So what I don't get about these movies, which I understand that they have to make it exciting, but the idea is, oh well, if you cheat a death, then death's gonna kill you, but everyone dies anyway. So it's like, how is that even like, oh, I cheated death, so that therefore means I'm gonna be immortal? Like, no one thinks that. So
basically what it is, it's like you cheated death, but you just get a reprieve, basically, and then you die. I mean, there's in the span of the franchise, I should say, there have only been 2 people that outwit death, and it was basically because they died and were brought back to life.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could kill someone. That's a whole other thing. But so anyway, this young woman wakes up. She's actually in our class at college, and she's daydreaming or having a day nightmare rather. And then her professor's like, hey, we need to talk. And turns out that she's pretty much on academic probation because she cannot sleep. Has the same nightmare every single night for the past 2 months. And so she tells her roommate, like, hey, I should probably go home and see what's going on. And she's like, yes, thank you, please. Like, I cannot sleep. Night terrors and shit. So she goes home. Turns out that this woman she's dreaming about is actually her grandmother named she doesn't really know what she looks like, but she knows the name Iris, and that's the name of the first dream. So she wants to go home and to learn about who Iris is, because she's like a family member that like nobody talks about. It's like this hush hush type thing. And so her dad's like, hey, if you go over to visit your cousins, don't mention Iris to your Uncle Howard, really sore topic for him or whatever. But she does anyway, of course. And he like kind of just tells her like, hey, like we don't really talk about her because like she pretty much like traumatized both me and your mom. She wouldn't let us leave the house ever. Like we couldn't go to school. Eventually the state had to come in and actually physically take her away from us. And then even during the foster system, she kept tracking us down and was sending us like mail with like pictures of dead bodies and obituaries and all this kind of crazy shit. And so she's like, whoa, like that's insane or whatever. And then she begs her aunt, her Uncle Howard's wife, to show her, some of the postcards or notes that she, had sent. And she's like, just don't look, in the bottom drawer, whatever, So she finds out where Iris lives and finds the picture of Ivy, so she knows that's the same woman from her dream.
One thing I want to point out is I'm assuming that that Iris was pregnant with Howard in the opening scene.
Probably.
Yeah. So the actor playing Howard is 72 years old.
Okay.
So he would have been born in 1953, not 1969.
He's only 72. He looked like he was like in his 40s to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's right, but I'm trying to figure out, but I looked up the actor's age and that's what it said, but I could be wrong from the website that I looked it up on. But yeah.
At the latest shit, man. And so he's kind of like the dude he's like the cycle breaker. Mm-hmm. Like he made his kids have like basically like the happiest life that they could have, because he didn't get that when he was a kid. So he's kind of like the cycle breaker, whereas his sister is like the traumatized one who never really got over it type thing. Mm-hmm. And the mother of
Steffi.
What's
Stephanie?
Yeah, Steffi.
Stephanie and Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's her younger brother, and so she goes to visit her Grammy, and she lives like in this fucking compound with like spikes all over the place, and she's like has like a little thing where you have to like basically click a button, and she's got a microphone, telling her to put your wallet and your keys in, basically like not allowing anyone to really come in unless she has like her like very specific permission to come in. My question is, where does she get her supplies and food? Because she's lived in this cabin. She never leaves. And
I think she mentioned something at one point about people delivering them or something.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, but because she's not really worried about them dying as much as she's worried about her dying because of the curse or whatever. It's interesting. the actress who plays the not Iris, but the mom, she was born in 1969, so that's cool. But she would have been the younger sibling, so it makes more sense for her to play the younger. But still,
that's fine. It's so like she's basically like, hey, like I never left this cabin in the past 20 years. As long as I'm here, everybody's safe. So I'm gonna die soon though, because I got cancer. So I need you to basically take my place. So here's all of my fucking weird books I've written with all weird notes and all kinds of crazy timetables and names of people have died who have survived, all this crazy shit. And he's like, here, stay in the cabin for the rest of your life. This is your job now to keep everyone safe, basically. She's like, I'm not doing that. And so she runs away, but then Grammy leaves the cabin. But as soon as she steps foot, it gets all windy. Like death is just waiting, man. My question though about this is they didn't explain why. What was so magical about the cabin that was it spell? They didn't mention how I
think it's just that she's fortified it so much that and she's got everything. But I still think the place looks dangerous to me. I mean, I don't know, but I think it's just like it's so fortified that death can't get in or something. But I don't think that's true.
But the thing is, you back or something doesn't mean you don't have to die gruesomely. You know what I mean?
And completely kind of off the topic that we're talking about right now, except for the fact that we're talking about Iris. The actress who plays the older Iris is actually a year younger than the actor who plays her son.
Yeah,
she's 71 and he's 72.
He does not look 72 to me. I was thinking early 50s at the oldest. He must just be a really.
I'm just saying. I hope I'm right on the age here, but it's just it's it's just funny.
It's funny. And so she gets killed basically because she left her cabin, and she's like, "Hey, take a step back." And she's like, "Why?" It's like, "'Cause seeing is believing." And then a little thing just shoots through her face, kills her, and now Steffi's got her magnum opus of how everyone is supposed to die or could die, because basically it's like a cat and mouse game. She wrote all the possible ways that she could think of how death might try to kill them, through some kind of psychic premonition. So that's kind of how she's been able to save people this whole time, by just anticipating. I don't know how exactly she knows these things. Maybe it's just some kind of latent psychic abilities or something. And so that's what all this book is really for. It's just watch out for cars or fires or glass or whatnot, which again is just crazy making, because you gotta be sitting there thinking of every possible thing that could happen. Anyway, what else happens? I'm kind of just going off here.
Okay, according to several places, I'm finding different ages for Alex Sahara. I'm sorry, I'm just obsessed with this. Some are saying he's 57 and some are saying he's 63. So, and then other ones are saying that he's 72. So he could be any of those ages.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean towards the younger ages because he does look younger. So it was just bothering me that they were saying he was 72 because he doesn't look it.
Oh, and
yeah. But basically what ends up happening here, we've got, she comes back after seeing Iris, and there's a funeral for Iris, and then Darlene returns, who is her mom, but Stefani doesn't want to have anything to do with her, basically because she abandoned her and Charlie during their childhood. So she keeps finding references to somebody named JB in the book. So then we've got there's this big family barbecue. Mm-hmm. So this first we see a glass breaks, and then some of the glass ends up into the ice bucket that they have there on the counter, or whatever the place where you put the ice on the bar, whatever that's called. Is it a well? What is it? I don't know. You think with all the episodes of Bar Rescue I've watched, I would know what the fuck that's called.
Yeah.
This piece of glass falls into there, and so it ends up in one of the glasses, and so we've got this whole little chain of events where we're trying to figure out where the shard ended up. While Stephanie's reading the book, and this painting, a picture falls down of the family, and a piece of glass comes flying off of it in a shard that's similar to the shard that's in the drink. So she's freaking out and thinking that, somebody's going to die because of a shard of glass. So this whole chain of events ends up happening, and we keep thinking, somebody has it in their drink, but oh no, they just drank a bug. Then somebody else, blah, blah, blah. And anyways, a big chain of events ends up happening, and this lawnmower ends up running over Howard's head and kills him in front of the whole family.
He's like, "Oh, it's no big deal, it's fine." And then he falls down.
He steps on the glass, and then this like rake or something falls down and somehow turns on the electric lawnmower, and it that somehow runs by itself, because most lawnmowers have a lock, so you can't. I don't know. They can't run unless you touch. But anyway, so anywho, he's decapitated, so I don't think there was an open casket for that guy.
Probably not. I wouldn't say so. And what I love about that though too is like how many ways like the glass could have killed someone, like you said, like it was in the ice, but then someone threw their drink down because there was a bug.
Yeah,
and like the ache underneath the trampoline that there was, so.
I always like that in these movies. It's kind of like a Rube Goldberg sort of like thing where like, a bunch of different things happen to cause one small thing to happen. But, so yeah.
It's interesting.
So then we've got like, they go to Howard's funeral, of course. And then Stephanie's like trying to warn everybody, death is coming, listen to me, and they all start to think that she's crazy, but then they start to kind of reluctantly believe her. But so next we have this situation where Howard's oldest son, supposedly, Eric, works at a tattoo shop. There's this like big fire that breaks out, and he's got his like he's hanging from a chain from like a ceiling fan that like connected to his nose ring and all this other shit, and he's like in this fire and everything, but he ends up being fine, and so he survives it somehow. He's just got like some burns on his arms. And like a brand from like, what was it that kind of fell onto him that kind of branded his skin?
Heart, something to do with the heart. It's like a
like a heart necklace or something.
And
so Stephanie is like very, after this happens, she's like really worried because nobody can get a hold of Eric, and then but he survives, and so the next day Stephanie and Charlie attempt to protect Eric, thinking that he's the next to go, But what ends up happening is that Julia is crushed in a garbage truck's compactor instead.
Yeah, because they're arguing about shit like nobody like
this could happen.
And he's like, don't touch the truck, Eric. And so he's like kissing the truck, pumping it, and then like talking about all the ways that he could, like, well, the leaf blower guy could accidentally blow the leaves in the kid's eyes, and then they could hit the soccer ball and hit you in the face, and all that stuff happens to Julia as she's going off for a run. Her headphones just hits her in the head. She falls inside the lift as soon as like her body and the lift are like at the right exact position for her to fall in. Basically, like it was like if it was like in any other way, she would just like run in to the lift, but like it was like on an angle, and so the soccer ball just hitting her pushed her in that direction, and then she literally gets crushed by. But the thing is, she gets crushed only because the guy stopped the truck, because Eric got in front of the truck and told him to stop, and then by him hitting the brakes is what actually caused Julia to die, because she was almost gonna get out by holding on to Steffi's hand, but then she got knocked back down further, which then didn't give her time to
And the guy couldn't hear people at first too, because he was like listening to music on his like iPod or something, or not iPod. That's so old, on his phone or whatever. I just said iPod.
Illegal to listen to headphones? I don't think. I mean, it seems like that would be a hazard. Like
it's illegal to listen. It's illegal to have like earbuds or headphones on while you're driving a vehicle in most states.
Dangerous to do. Yeah. Why couldn't you just listen to the radio in the car with that same playlist? I don't.
Yeah.
know, but okay.
Because then he wouldn't have killed Julia.
So you needed that to happen. Yeah. And that was a pretty intense. What I like about this, even though these scenes are pretty gruesome, they don't really last that long.
Yeah. So it's not it's like I watched a movie after this called Thanksgiving, which I liked too. It's another horror movie, but some of the gore in that was just like
too much.
Too much. Yeah.
I don't like too much gore.
Like there's one scene similar to this in a way, but it's like in a swimming gets stuck in like a dumpster sort of thing instead of a garbage truck, and then it ends up like cutting her in half, and you like see her like innards just like hanging down from the top of her. It's just yeah. It was kind of gory. Yeah. But anyways, so what we ended up finding out is the reason Eric didn't die first and then Julia died first is because they get the family all together, and Brenda discloses that Eric was actually the product of an affair. So he's not part of Iris's bloodline. So Iris isn't really his grandmother. So
right. It's some other, what was his name? Finberry, something like that, or some random dude that used to want to play catch.
Why did he want to play catch with me? It's like, yeah.
That's why you always wanted to play catch.
So then we get to the point where, okay, so Darlene ends up suggesting that they figure out who the JB in the book is. And it turns out that, it's William Bloodworth, who's appeared in all the films except for the worst one, Part 4. I'm going to emphasize that again. Part 4 is the worst one in this series. I do not like Part 4. So anyway,
that's the one spared from being in. And
he wasn't in it because of scheduling conflicts, and I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, he didn't, which is fine though, because we figure out that he, like, it all comes together. Like the guy from the very first one, like who like always thought that maybe he was like the bad guy.
Yeah, people thought he was death.
That's the thing. That's what it was always like. He's the one. It turns out, no, he's a survivor or one of the survivors of not the survivor, from the Skyview. I wouldn't say survivor.
He should have died in the Skyview. He's actually the little boy who was there. That was the son of the singer who was at the event.
Yeah. And so not actually death or the bad guy trying to kill all these people. He's just one of the.
He's been trying to save people. So he explains that, like years ago, and the reason is because his real name, his real first name is what is it, like Jonathan or something?
William John Bloodworth or something like that.
I think it might be William John Bloodworth. Yeah, so his middle name is John, so that's why he went by JB. And I was in a play in high school called JB. That's interesting. It was about the book of Job from the Bible, and I played his eldest son. And then I had to choreograph my own death scene, which was really interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, we had dancers, and each of the kids, when they died in the play, there was like a dance troupe behind us. I choreographed my own death.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, one of the weird. And then I had to sit on stage after I died and watch everything else the whole time, and like watch my rest of my family die and shit.
Oh, that's great.
This is a high school play, by the way.
That's great.
So yeah, good times. I used to just stare into there was like lights, the stage lights. I used to stare into this one stage light, and if you stared into it long enough, my eyes started to water, so it looked like I was crying on stage as my siblings were dying.
Wow.
I hated that play. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't a bad play, but it was just not great. I designed the logo for it though. So, if you're listening, Miss Francis, good times. So anyways, so JB here, William Bloodworth, basically explains to the family that there are two ways to defeat death: either taking another life or being clinically dead and then resuscitated, citing that Kimberly Corman, who was a character from, I believe, she was from the second movie, played by AJ Cook, who is one of the stars of Criminal Minds, which I'm like in a binge of right now. So, and she's like beautiful. But anyways, that's another story. So she survived because she basically died and was resuscitated. So she survived. They should bring her back. They should bring AJ Cook back to the next movie. So if you're listening out there, the writers, bring AJ Cook back, because she's like one of my favorite actresses. And I'd like to see her in something other than Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
She was in another horror movie too that sorry, I'm going off on an AJ Cook like fan thing. She was also, AJ Cook was in there's a really good horror movie that most people haven't really seen called Ripper Letter from Hell that came out in 2001. It was a slasher film that I really like. It has a sequel that they recast AJ Cook's character. I don't like it as much, but it's a good movie if you ever get a chance to watch it. Ripper Letter from Hell. Maybe we'll cover that next Halloween season. But anywho, she survived. Kimberly Corman did. So Bloodworth, he ends up departing, and this is like a great scene. It's like, Tony Todd knew he was dying, and he knew this was going to be the last thing he did, and they kind of just gave him free range to like say whatever he wanted in the scene. So that was kind of cool. Like, I mean, they had the basic points that he had to say, but they let him just kind of riff, sort of, from what I read. So that's pretty cool. Really sad that he died. I think it was of cancer. So
yeah, because he was saying what happened, the same thing to Iris, which is interesting too, because they both got the same disease, but Iris wasn't gonna die violently. It's just when she stepped outside the cabin.
Yeah.
And he said that he helped her fortify the cabin. So it's like they had like some kind of like mystical power, it seems like, to ward it off some degree. They don't really explain how that happened. So you're just kind of left in the dark a little bit about, was there like a spell or something, or we just don't know. And he literally walks off the stage. Like he goes into like this other room and then he disappears. And like, that's it. Like, like he's retiring. He's got his box of belongings or whatever, and all that jazz.
Yeah, so I was looking it up, and it's like, so when Tony Todd signed on to film this movie in 2023, he secretly let the producers know that he had terminal stomach cancer. So during filming in early 2024, they elected to allow Todd to improvise the last lines of his character so he could give a proper goodbye to audiences, because he basically knew this was going to be the last movie he made. It's so sad. Yeah. I like Tony Todd a lot. I'm just sad about that. Okay, so yeah, now I'm getting sad about Tony Todd after geeking out about AJ Cook. So now I need help.
The emotions thing is like, oh my god, like,
yeah. So what ends up happening here is that so they decide they're thinking that, like they know that what they got to do is basically kill the next person in line, and that is Bobby?
I don't know his name actually. I
think it's Bobby. Let me see. What is the other kid's name? Yeah, Bobby.
Because he's got
he's got a peanut allergy or a nut allergy, and which is interesting too, because the actor who plays him also has a peanut allergy in real life. So yeah. Owen Patrick Joyner, the actor, he has a peanut allergy. So they decide that they're gonna try to kill him with his peanut allergy. And they go to a vending machine, and instead of getting the unsalted peanuts, which says not those unsalted bitches, they get like some basically like this world's version of Reese's peanut butter cups, which I'm sure they had to make a fake version of those, because I don't think Reese's peanut butter cups would want their use in a film to be where somebody's gonna kill themselves.
Maybe because they do Halloween shit. Like, no, I don't know.
Just saying.
I don't.
And I'm pretty sure Reese's got all the great press they needed for appearing in movies when they appeared in E.T. as the Reese's Pieces. So we're good. So
like placement right there.
Yes, it was a strong product placement. Actually, the Reese's Pieces weren't selling that well, and when the movie came out, they became like a top seller. Originally, they offered it to Mars and M&M's, and they said no. So
I love Reese's Pieces, man. Those are so fucking good.
I'm not a huge fan of Reese's Pieces. I like Reese's peanut butter cups, but I don't like Reese's Pieces that much. There's not enough chocolate involved, so that's why. Because there's very little chocolate actually in the Reese's Pieces. So there's a little hint of it, but so tune in next week for our new episode on the history of snacks.
Snow caps. I know those are kind of unpopular, but I kind of like them.
I like snow caps. Those are my favorite. Like movie theater, I used to get snow caps and Twizzlers every time I went to the movie theater. Yeah.
Oh, the ones I like too are the raisin ones, Raisinets. I love those too.
I'm not a big fan of that because I'm not a big fan of raisins. So yeah,
that's a weird thing too. Either am I, but I like all the old school candies. Like these, like old people. Like I got my Raisinets and my black licorice.
I was listening to some stand-up comic the other day, and he was talking about how he loves oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, and he says he was at this kid's birthday party, and he thought they were oatmeal chocolate chip cookies, but they were actually oatmeal raisin cookies. And so he bit into them, and he calls oatmeal raisin cookies the catfish of cookies because you think you're getting chocolate and you're not.
And so many people somehow think that they're good, or that people like. I don't know. I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm sure there's a few people that like them, but like everyone makes them. Everyone who makes oatmeal raisin cookies thinks that everybody else likes oatmeal raisin cookies, but like almost nobody does. So it's weird because like, well, I like this stuff. I'm like, yeah, you're like 1% of humanity who likes that. Like,
it's like all the people that like carrot cake. I don't get it. Anyways, so
it's like, I get if you're making it because you like it and you know someone else, but like you're making an assumption that someone's gonna like something where like you know for a fact that like a minority of people are gonna like that thing. Like it makes no sense. Like make regular cookies where there's a bigger chance that the common person who are going to eat those cookies are actually going to like it. Yeah, you might get the one person who's like, oh man, I was hoping this was an oatmeal raisin cookie, as opposed to every other person hoping it's not going to be an oatmeal raisin cookie. It turns out to be a way. I'm sorry, but like,
and the whole catfishing of people with the oatmeal raisins thinking that they're oatmeal chocolate chip thing reminds me of the time that I was at a potluck at our friend's house, and this was like when these like lime tortilla chips first came out. Lime, and I had no idea that these were like lime flavored tortilla chips, and I was thinking they were just going to be like regular tortilla chips. And I put one in my mouth and it started tasting like lime. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Okay, so.
Yeah, that's definitely an acquired. I like the lime Doritos ones. I don't think they make those anymore.
I just think those were the thing is they're probably not bad, but when you're not expecting something and you get that taste, it's just like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like you lied to me. Anyways, so back to the movie. He decides to eat. Bobby's going to eat these peanut butter cups, and so there was like an issue like where they had to like kind of push the vending machine, which you're not supposed to do because they can fall on you. You know how many people die of vending machines falling over them every year? I don't know, but it's got to be at least one. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's not like it's not like something that can be prevented easily, like a school shooting. But anyway, so you think I would like to live in a world where more kids were killed by vending machines than guns.
I'd rather just not being killed at all.
But I'm just saying that the chances of being killed by a vending machine are so little, but the chances of a kid going to school and being killed by a gun are so high. It's just not good. So
great, yeah.
So they're so basically what ends up happening is they go into this room and there's like this big malfunctioning MRI machine in there that ends up like Eric's all of his piercings get pulled out and in the machine because he's like all pierced up, including his Prince Albert, which is if you don't know, piercing on your genitals. So
I'm not sure what they call it that.
I don't. Yeah, I just know it's called the Prince Albert. So yeah, yep. So yeah, he dies by the machine, and then like Bobby had eaten these things, and he's trying to get to his EpiPen, and he's reaching for it, and then the wheelchair that he's in like kind of starts coming towards things, and then but he's this woman comes in there, and you think everything's going to be okay, but then the little spinny thing from the vending machine, the like twirly thing that loses is in vending machines that keeps the product in there, comes flying out of the vending machine and goes through this lady's head and then right into his head and kills him. So
yeah, great. What's weird about this movie though is like whenever any one of these people die, like they don't even like seem like they have like any like emotion about the fact. No, I'm serious. Like they moral Howard for like a minute, and then really gets killed. They don't even really talk about that. They're like, "Oh, we're just moving on now." Like, and then it's like, and then like when Eric gets killed by the MRI machine, and then Bobby survives for like a second, and she's like, "Are you all right?" He's like, "Yeah, I think so." It's like, dude, you just see your brother's like contorted body inside of a MRI machine. You're making jokes about shit. It's just like, what the hell, man? Yeah, I guess that people respond to death in weird ways, but I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm totally good.
It tends to be like that in a lot of horror movies, like slashers and everything too. Like, it's like, oh, yep, 4 of my friends were killed by Jason Voorhees, but I got to survive now, so I don't have time to mourn. It's like, what the fuck?
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's literally it. Where it's like kind of like too, if you're in like a war and like your fellow soldier gets killed, you can't really at that moment like think about it too much. So maybe it's something like that where you have to.
It's something you'll have PTSD about, like 5 years later,
right.
and therapy,
have to survive
and then end up with a meth addiction or something, and then anyways,
or heroin or alcoholic,
So anyways, after that happens, it's a coil. That's what that thing is called. It just came to me, the coil in the machine. I was like, the thing that's got the spinning.
And would that even do that much damage? Because it's not like it looks like a freaking like a slinky type of thing, like
like a slinky or something. But no, it's those things are actually pretty strong.
Okay.
My dad used to fill vending machines for a living, so I've dealt with those things in the past. So I helped him fill the vending machines, so I know how they work. They're actually kind of thick, but I don't know if it would actually go through somebody's head depending on how fast it's going, though. I mean, I guess anything could, because it's basically like, an arrow isn't really dangerous unless it's, struck from a bow or something, So it's like a bullet isn't dangerous until it's comes out of a gun. So it just depends on how fast it's coming at you, So
yeah, the whole thing though too is why would they make an MRI with that much power if they don't actually even intend on? I mean, like, what's the point?
I don't think
like what?
I know you're not supposed to like wear like metal jewelry and stuff when you're in an MRI, but it's like I don't think it would be that strong. But I don't know.
I don't know either. But like, you got even outside the room, like the clipboards are like rattling, and the woman has like their name tag. It's like kind of lifted off from her, her neck like that. Like, why would they even?
That would happen.
It's the same cars though. Like, oh, the car could go up to 120 miles per hour. What for? You're not allowed to drive it that fast. Why even make it be able to go that fast? Like,
I think that I don't think an MRI machine would actually ever do that, even if it was malfunctioning. But who knows? I don't know. I think I'm going to go to college and learn how to make an MRI machine.
Well, that might take a while, but yeah, okay.
And I'll get back to our fans. So.
Okay, that's probably going to be a good 5 years of study.
At least.
Yeah.
So, or I could just call up somebody who knows the answer.
I got an MRI a few years ago. It was so messed up because it was literally like in like some like back room of the hospital. Like the floor wasn't even like good floor. It was like the tile was like it looked like it was just some like back room that they just stuck an MRI machine in. I'm like, is this like where you guys do this? It's like.
I've gotten a few in my lifetime, never in a weird back room. So
I mean, it was like.
Are you sure this was a hospital?
Yeah, no, seriously, it didn't look like that room. Like the rest of the hospital looked like a regular hospital. Then you go in this room and like the tiles all worn off and shit. Like it's like a store. I'm like, what is this? What was this place originally before you just see MRI machine in here? I mean, I didn't care. I wasn't like mad about it. But
it used to be storage, and now they just made it the MRI room.
It looks like it could have been like it used to be a closet where we hold like the chemicals and broomsticks and mops and shit or whatever.
Because I think the last MRI I had, like, you can get. I think it was no. I got a CAT scan. I think that was different, but I can't remember the last time I got an MRI. But yeah, anyways, because it's like kind of like a CT scan in a way. But yeah.
Brain scan. It wasn't a big deal. It only took a few minutes. But
yeah, did they find one? No, I'm joking.
Hi, what's that?
So did they find one? I'm just joking.
He didn't know. He found like a peanut that was just like my brain was a peanut. Got an allergic reaction because I'm not allergic, but
I had an ultrasound done recently. So yeah, or a couple of them actually. So yeah, I it was a girl. But no, I'm joking. Yeah. It's a girl. No. Sorry, I'm stealing Mark Maron's joke where he says he had to have an ultrasound on his heart, and he's like, "It's a girl."
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, but anyways, I had to have one on my stomach. So, because of digestion issues, just so our fans know everything about me.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a list of my medications and their dosages and my insurance card number.
There's my social security number and my blood type. My mother's maiden name.
Elon Musk probably already has it anyway, but yeah.
Because I honestly don't even know my blood type, so I couldn't tell you right now.
I don't know my offhand. I have no idea what it is.
So I should probably find that out just in case I need to know it for some reason. So anyways, they go off and they decide that the only place they can go to is Iris's cabin to conceal Darlene from death. So if the mother doesn't die, then Charlie and Stefani will live. So they go there and they crash through the front gate. Stephanie's seatbelt jams, so she's stuck in the car at one point. So then they're going into there, and the cabin somehow explodes, sending the RV into the water, and Stephanie's beginning to drown. Darlene ends up saving Charlie before being cut in half by a lamp post that comes flying by. And then,
I think so.
Yeah, and then Charlie goes and he rescues and resuscitates Stefani. So they think, hey, Stefani died. I resuscitated her. Everything's all peachy keen now. Nobody's going to die. So then a week later, there's Charlie's ready for his prom date. He's all looking all like I don't know what you call it. He's all suave, and what do the kids call that type of stuff today?
Riz or drip or whatever. I don't know.
He's got the Riz and he's got the drip on, and he's all doing it. Yeah. So now we get younger fans, right? Because we said shit like that.
That drip and I think drip's even old school now. I don't think they even say drip.
Riz is. I'm pretty sure.
Kids might be going on style too. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't really know these.
He's on Fleek. Is that still something? No.
Fleek is way. I know Phantom Tax is a thing. Maybe that's gone now too. I don't know any of this shit. I'm kind of glad I don't, because I always thought, even as a kid, I always thought adults who knew too much of my generations. It was like, hey, this is my shit. Don't tread on my territory. I don't. It's weird because you want your adults to not know too much, but then you hate them for not knowing too much because you think that they're stupid. But if they do know too much, then you're it's cringe. And so it's you're never happy, basically, as when you're younger.
Cringe. That's another one that really kind of took off maybe 20 years ago. But
if people still use cringe, that one is stuck. That one is stuck because we were saying cringe way back in 2004, and people are still saying cringe. So that one is a everlasting one.
The new one I don't understand is 6-7. I don't know what that is all about. So
it's you're just ending something, I think, or no, that's 86. Sorry, I don't know.
6-7 is the new one that my niece used telling my father something, and he asked me, what's 6-7 mean? And I looked it up, and I still have no fucking clue what it means. So
you're
using the actual word. So anywho, Darlene's dead. So it's a week later, and he's all on Fleek for his prom with his
again.
Rib.
No emotion whatsoever. They've witnessed gruesome death constantly for the past week, and they're all just chilling,
Yeah. So basically, then Charlie's prom date. Dad happens to be a physician who, for trivia purposes, they called him Dr. Reddick after Jeffrey Reddick. So, yeah, just wanted to let people know that was a little trivia to this thing. They named him after the creator of the series. He basically informed Stefani that well, you didn't really technically die because you were resuscitated before cardiac arrest.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So moments later, a timber carrying freight train derails nearby, and its cargo fatally crushes the siblings, and they die, and credits roll.
That's stupid. That ending actually made me hate the rest of the movie, basically.
But the thing is the way it built up, though, all the things that happened right before they died, mirrored things that happened in the opening sequence of the movie. She pricks her finger, just like Iris did. Yeah, it was there was a penny involved, all these things. Yeah, so, yeah.
No, but ruined it for me. I was oh, thank you for that. I'm done with you.
But I feel like they need to, in the next movie, have that have been a premonition of Stephanie and rewind things where it didn't happen, and then have Stephanie and Charlie trying to outrun death in the next movie. Have it be a direct continuation of this movie.
Yeah,
I would like to see that.
Because it's one thing.
Movies we have to like get to love a new cast in each movie, which I understand. But I mean, we did have Clear Rivers appeared in part 2, but we don't really have many recurring characters besides William Bloodworth. So yeah, it's kind of
yeah. The reason why I hated the ending is not just because I grew attached to the characters, which I did, but it was too much of a, like, for example, like the other movies, it's like, it's not about bloodlines. It's about like, I had this premonition, everyone who was supposed to die, we gotta stop it. But this was like an intergenerational thing. And so have them just die at the very end like that, it just felt like it just cheapened the whole movie. The movie was like
to see that Bloodlines aspect continue in the next movie.
That's what just made me really angry, not angry, but just frustrated about it, because we're talking about like a story that begins in the 1960s and now it's the year 2025. And then to have it just end by, oh, you get it? The logs. Remember the logs? Because that one scene, the log, remember the wood logs, you get it? Wood logs. It's like, okay, we get it. Yes, the logs. Like, does it have to be every fucking Final Destination movie? Fucking logs. I'm tired of hearing about the logs. Sorry.
I think it's only appeared in one other movie, so I don't know.
I don't care. But everyone talks about the logs. Doesn't matter. Like that's the main thing. Like all the memes.
You can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere without somebody saying Final Destination logs. That's how I say goodbye to people.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like all the memes, like of every other death and Final, like we got the gymnastics death where she stands up and she dies, contorts herself and breaks her neck or whatever. Or you got the guy with like tar going on his face when he's hanging off the bridge, or whatever, the get his head cut off. It's no one talks. It's the fucking logs. Like, oh, when did you start having a paranoid thing? Oh, the driving scene of the logs. That's why I can't drive behind a truck that's got logs in it, because it reminds me of Final Destination. Okay, but you don't have that same the same action to go to a gymnastics match. You don't go, oh, my daughter's definitely gonna snap her neck because she's on a fucking first board or whatever it's called. Oh, every time I'm on the bridge, I'm gonna get tar in my face. No, none of that. It's only the fucking logs. Sorry.
Go, let it go. No, I'm just joking.
No, I'm not going to let it go. Okay, that's the other thing too. So, like, you're probably going to have a better chance of dying in the plane crash than the logs, for one thing. But no one ever thinks about that. Or, or the workout. Oh, I'm going to go lift weights, and the weights are going to kill me. Okay, so you lift weights every single day, and you don't think that's going to kill you, but you think the logs are. But because, for whatever reason, because they're logs, and apparently logs are like the scariest thing in the history of the universe, not having fucking weights. That's actually could happen. Actually, think about it, because how many times people, they say you need a spotter to help you lift weights because the weights, like, no, that's totally fine. That's actually something that could happen to you. More likely dying from lifting weights without a spotter. No. Don't worry about that. Worry about the fucking logs that you're driving behind. That's what's really going to kill you. What? Okay. Or, I know, I'm going to slip in the shower. Oh, no one thinks about slipping in the shower. And guess what? Happens all the time. But no, not going to think about that. Or, I don't know, die in a house fire. That happens all the time. Oh, no, I'm not worried about going to a house, even though I have a better chance of dying in a house fire than I do by hitting by fucking logs. But I'm going to be afraid of the logs, the thing that's least likely to kill me of all the other things.
My cousin was in the shower one day.
Yeah.
And all these logs fell off of a truck right into the shower and killed her.
Well, that doesn't count though, because anyway.
By the way, that did not happen. I was just making it up. Okay.
It's the goddamn log. I cannot get over it. That's all anyone talks about. They don't talk about anything else.
I mean, it's a memorable scene. So anyway,
there's so many. Guy gets his head cut off with a tire.
Yeah, but
whatever.
This was in the second movie, and it was pretty memorable. So the log thing. So yeah, it was. Just
Okay, guess what? There was a car wash scene. Someone died in the car wash. No one talks about that. There was the tire scene, like I mentioned. But I mean, the tar scene where the guy from Office gets the tar all over his face and dies. There's a weightlifting scene. There was, again, the gymnastics scene. There's a bunch of other scenes I don't remember that happened. The woman died in a house fire when she was making dinner. She was a teacher. The guy who in the shower got hung up from the shower curtains. Guy got decapitated by the guy who died by getting hit by the bus. The guy who died by...
So there's been a long history of horror films, and most people are afraid to take showers sometimes because of Psycho, or afraid to go swimming because of Jaws. So things have their places in history that are memorable, and we never know why. It's just like why our episode about American Pie Girls Rules really popular. In this episode, will probably get like 3 listens. So,
our most popular episode is like one of my least favorite ones to talk about. And it's got like over 1 million views. The one that I'm the most proud of is Sleepover. Got like 5 views in like 3 fucking years. Okay, great. The best. When I was on point, when I felt like I was really on fire, that with Sleepover, nothing. It's like my fucking logs, basically. The logs shooting into my skull of the feeling of failure. Ooh, Girls Rule. Hey, I have 200 million views. What's not that much, but like, and it's like we're like, oh, this is the American Pie, where it's the girl that wants to have sex. Ooh, it's different, right? There you go, 7 billion views. Nothing. But you put your heart and soul into an episode. You do, like, for example, Back to Maui.
Every human on the planet has listened to that episode.
Back to Maui. I put so much effort. You have no idea. I paused that movie every 30 fucking seconds. Write a note, but I didn't even get to watch the movie like an actual movie because I was too. And it's just like pages upon pages upon pages, the most intricate notes possible. 7 views. God damn it!
So, on a better note, how many scares would you give this movie?
What's like 1 out of 10, or what was the
1 out of 5 scares? Like, that's just basically scares instead of stars. So how many would you give this movie?
About 4 out of 5, I would say.
I give it 4.5. So yeah, okay. I think this is one of my favorite horror films that I've seen recently. So yeah. Really so anyways, folks, before we get into log territory again, just do us a favor and check out all2real2.com. There's links there to our TeePublic, where you can buy some merch. Maybe we'll have a logs shirt soon. I don't.
I was gonna say.
People die other ways.
I know.
So there's also a link to our Patreon. I'm hopefully going to be doing some updating on the Patreons. Tiers and stuff, so you can do things. One of the things I'm thinking of doing is that if you join our Patreon at a certain amount, you can listen to our episode a week early. Ooh. Wouldn't that be fun? Or a few days early, maybe? I don't know, whatever. Just let us know what you think would be a good, a good benefit to have, a good perk, as they call them. That's what they call them, right? Perks?
Maybe. But I also promise to chew beat them. What's that?
Yeah. That too. Also, on our last episode, Sesame said that he would do a whole episode chewing beetle nut, which I don't know if Bobby was allergic to those kind of nuts, but we'll see.
Well, no, it's a fruit technically, so I don't think he would be. But
yeah. So, anyways, well, that's another benefit we might have. You can pick what movie we cover, different things. If you check out our Patreon. Also, just spread the word. Tell your friends. That's the easiest way to help support us. Also, just share the episodes. Share them on any kind of social media. Share them with your friends. Write down the link to the episode and just hand it out to strangers on the street.
Sure.
That'd be weird. Be kind of weird, but do it. Don't start a Rube Goldberg that would kill people, because we need more people alive to listen to the episodes. Also, folks, just do it all up. Also, just remember that trans lives are human lives. No human is illegal. Be different. Be yourself. Free Palestine. And remember that I love you. Mm-hmm. You're more likely to listen to our episode about Girls Rules than you are to die from logs falling off of the back of a truck.
Yep.
And Sesame loves you.
I do.
And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All 2 Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Haas. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.
What does 268 horsepower sound like? You're hearing it right now. The all-new Audi A5, precision crafted to bring the thrill to every turn. This is powerful performance. The all-new Audi A5.